him.
I want to watch the news.
Are you making headway at least?
This is the news.
Smack-a-ma-gob, it's time for the only news that matters. And Mötley Crüe will perform at the Minnesota State Fair Grandstand on Thursday, August 29th. This show is part of the 2024 Grandstand Concert Series sponsored by Sleep Number. And last week it was announced that Mötley Crüe will bring their legendary live show to the Iowa State Fair for the first ever on August 14th. The crew will appear with special guest Pop Evil on Wednesday, August 14th at 8 p.m. Mötley Crüe previously announced that they will kick off their 2024 North Dakota State Fair on Friday, July 19th. Tickets are on sale in March. Now, they're playing state fairs now. I guess that stadium tour they promised last year, how they said they were going to do a stadium tour this summer, ain't happening because these state fair shows are happening on, during the summer. This don't look good for the crew, man. I mean, I'm sure they're probably being paid well. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure this is a great selling gig, but you're not making as much as if you were touring the whole summer in stadiums with a Def Leppard or, Nikki Sixx tried to get Guns N' Roses to do it, and they were like, shit, no way am I doing that, But yeah, Mötley Crüe, nothing but a nostalgic act, and Tommy Lee is hating it. He's hating that he has to go up there and perform those songs. You heard it way back like 20 something years ago. They had that VH1 special where they were trying to reunite the crew, and Tommy Lee sitting at that, in the conference saying, man, it's just like, I don't want to go out there and play those damn songs anymore. He was just so sick of those songs that now he's got to go out there and still do it. And hey, he has been caught doing a little drum work on tape, so maybe some of those songs he ain't playing. He's just up there pretending. But hey, it's a paycheck. He's got a lot of bills. He's got a lot of divorces. So, you got to keep that hot tub warm. And Nikki Sixx is another. Nikki Sixx is like this, I guess he's been brought down to size, though he will never admit it. But Nikki Sixx did think that 6 a.m. was going to become big because he is such a scary talent that he will live the rest of his life with successful music. And when he released the 6 a.m. stuff, it failed miserably, that he had to go back on his word. Because, I do believe at the time, because of his huge ego, by the way, and Tommy's too, that when they did the farewell tour back in 2015, I do believe they thought, you know what, that's it for the crew. Nikki's like, I'm going to be a huge star with my 6 a.m. band because I already had a hit with them. And Tommy's like, man, I can't wait to drop some beats and, spit some bars. And I'll be successful too. And Vince is like, shit, I own a bunch of clubs and stuff in Vegas, and I saw, this is a true story, I'm not lying about this, Vince Neil gets paid $40,000 a solo gig. I saw this. That's how much he gets paid, $40,000. That ain't bad. And he's out there singing songs he loves because he's the only guy in Mötley Crüe that actually loves the music, even though he does a piss poor performance on it. He's not really, delivering. And I'm not a Vince Neil hater. Actually, I love his voice on Shout at the Devil and his solo album, Exposed. I thought he sang incredible. All right, studio magic, what have you. But I'm not a Vince hater as far as, I don't think he sucks completely. But, yeah, live now, he completely sucks. And to be caught using tapes, Vince Neil, is using tapes? I mean, couldn't they get better tapes? And you have John 5 here, who's completely overqualified, but he's really into the Mötley Crüe stuff, man. And no Mick Mars there. It's like they went back on the contract, and even part of their contract was, if we ever do, it's got to be original 4. Well, they went back on that as well, now that Mick Mars is not there. And now that they're trying to steal from Mick Mars. You know, it's insane, man. It's like, no. You give him his share. You know, he's as big as a bullshitter as you are, Nikki and Tommy, and Vince too. You're all 4 full of shit, so you all deserve the same amount. Cut in 4 ways. I guess what Mötley Crüe was thinking is like, we need to like cut Mick Mars's pay because, man, after this little gravy train with Def Leppard, you know, we're on our own, and you know, we're lucky if we get like some state fair gigs. But you know, I mean, they're months apart, and it's not the big money. The big money is out there touring the whole summer. They're just playing like sporadic shows at these, you know, these fairs, man. It's pretty funny, and you know, it's well deserved. If anybody deserves this trajectory in their music career, it's Mötley Crüe for being so full of shit and making fun of bands back then that would lie about, you know, farewell tours and say stuff like, Nikki Sixx would say stuff like, it's not fair to the fans. See, we love our fans. And now that they came back, I saw fans complaining, saying, you fucking liar, this and that. Nikki Sixx would say, hey, I got a solution. Don't come to our show. Yeah, you're great to your fans. And seriously, I can't understand how this band went from Shout at the Devil to everything else they did. With the exception of the 94 album, Karabi, but man, such a drop-off point. Yeah, there's plenty that love Theater Pain, Girls. Shit, Dr. Feelgood's their biggest selling album. But I think they all suck. They all had a couple good tracks on it, that's about it. But the rest was garbage, and Shout at the Devil was all killer, man. No filler. And it, you know, makes me think, hey, you know, maybe this Matthew Trippy guy was right. Maybe he was Nikki Sixx, and he totally sucks. And he took over for Nikki Sixx, and he wrote like all those albums that are nothing like what Nikki wrote on Shout at the Devil. I don't know, man. All I know is that I can't think of a band that, you know, was just so kick-ass and, you know, just totally went, you know, a different direction and was not as good. But it was the 80s, and Mötley Crüe ruled the 80s. Big time. You know, I blame Theater of Pain for Ozzy Osbourne's Ultimate Sin. I blame it for Judas Priest Turbo. You know, there's many more of these veteran bands that I love. They went all glammy, and I just didn't like the direction they went in. And yeah, I blame Theater of Pain for that. And then, you know, they came back being all tough guys in the leather with the girls, and that took on a little bit. But then soon after came Guns N' Roses and pretty much, you know, took over. Even though Dr. Feelgood sold a lot of albums, Guns N' Roses took over from where, you know, Mötley Crüe was already tapering off. You know, same thing could be said about, you know, Iron Maiden was like getting more popular than Judas Priest. Even though I'm more of a Judas Priest fan, you know, there was a turn, you know, and then Iron Maiden became bigger than Judas Priest. Then Metallica came and became bigger than everybody, because they are like the biggest metal band ever, you know, who has never been topped. Love or hate Metallica, they never been topped. Hell, they even broke some record that, you know, with they sold more tickets than Taylor Swift at one of their stadium shows. Impressive. But anyway, there you go. What do you all think? Mötley Crüe's now playing state fairs, man. Is that unfair to them? Or do they deserve it? Like the money-hungry pigs they are. Leave it in the comments below if you think that. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. I really would appreciate that. And, you know, like the video, because, you know, that's really good for the YouTube algorithms. So once again, I'm going to say, please subscribe to my channel. Hit that little notification bell. And maybe, because I've seen people complain about this, maybe you've been subscribed, but you're no longer subscribed. Just make sure, look and see if you're subscribed. If you're not, that means you got unsubscribed by YouTube, and I hate that they're doing that to people. I see that in comments. So, please subscribe again. I really would appreciate it. All right, everybody, stay frosty. Listen to Black Sabbath and smack 'em a gob.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain. For we've received orders for to sail back to Boston. And so never more shall we see you again.